Victor Wembanyama is going to scare the entire NBA. And it has nothing to do with the fact that he's 7'4" or has one of the longest wingspans of all time. I'm gonna show you the secret that is making Victor Wembanyama so scary, and also show you some of his training videos to show how he's so athletic even at the height of 7'4", where most tall guys would lack a lot of mobility and explosiveness. The first thing he's doing, and at a tall length, is he's doing a landmine press with two hands in a split stance. So this is gonna teach athletes how to produce force in a vertical angle. You see how he's getting to the half squat, kind of quarter squat position, and then producing force through triple extension and then extending with the shoulders. It treats full body power and is also going to teach you vertical power and force production, which is really important, right? This next thing is close to the secret we're talking about here. Look how low he's getting to the ground. When you're 7'4", and even as a shorter athlete, someone like me who's 5'7", most people struggle with getting low to the ground in ankle range of motion. He's teaching his body how to flow with the ground and also how to have insane mobility within the hips and within the ankles by stuff like bear crawls, stuff like doing the T-spine rotations, putting your body through these kind of pistol squat variations and all these crazy movements that look goofy, but is giving your body mobility, which is something that he has and no one's talking about. Everyone's talking about his wingspan and his length, but there's a bunch of 7-foot guys. I wouldn't say a bunch of 7-foot guys, but there's 7-foot guys and even 6'6" guys, 6'7" guys who can't move. If you can't move, you can't be in the NBA. So it doesn't really matter if you just have height. Another thing he's doing right here, and it's going to help with mobility and overall strength, is it seems like a box squat, right? And then extending and stabilizing on one foot, right? So he has a med ball as resistance. He's training the hip flexors with this band right here, but he's also stabilizing on one foot and with the core. So it's ankle stability, knee stability, and core strength, which is really important because when you're taller, it's going to be very easy for you to be flimsy and be able to get pushed around very easily. If you don't want to get pushed around, then you need a strong core and you need strong and stable ankles and knees. If you're weak in any of those joints and tendons, then you're going to get thrown around very easily. That's why another thing, like I said, I haven't even seen this video before, but he's already out here doing core work that's basketball specific, right? So he's doing just a simple crunch, right? He's leaning more towards one side and then just dribbling a basketball. Teaching your body how to flex the core, how to anti-rotate, how to have rotational power and anti-rotation is all gonna be super important for being strong. Right here's an exercise you see me do all the time, even with us shorter guys. It's going to teach you mobility, which is an isometric lunge, 90 degree, and then he's rotating above the front foot elevated side, right? So this is going to strengthen the glutes, it's going to strengthen the hamstrings, it's going to strengthen the patella tendon. It's going to improve knee stability and ankle stability, but he's also doing rotation to improve mobility and core rotation. You start to see the trend here. The reason why Victor Wembanyama is so good is because he has mobility in deep ranges of motion. There's guys who are 6'6" that can't even get in this position without the med ball. That's something we're not talking about. Yes, it's insane that his wingspan is as long as it is, and it's insane that he's 7'4". But if you can't move, then you're going to be like a lot of the other super tall guys in the NBA who ended up getting benched right away and saw their way out the league, or just as a regular block shot or a shot blocker, right? He's out here in a kneeling position, absorbing the force at the knee. You saw his knee shuck a little bit, and then he's slamming it and then throwing it and producing lateral force production, rate of force development in a lateral plane, right? This is so important for mobility and power and core strength. Right here, he's in a glute bridge isometric, so he's strengthening the hamstring and the glute, but he's also doing some type of coordination where he's driving the knee up to flex the core, stabilize the core, and the pelvis at the same time. So he's stabilizing the pelvis from tilting side to side, but he's also strengthening the glute and the hamstring. All type of stuff that people don't even see. They just see exercise and he's just tall. He's just genetic freak. Obviously he's a genetic freak, but he's putting in a lot of work that's going to transfer very well to being a overall pretty strong guy, especially for his height and his weight, right? Right here, he's doing a core kind of pull-off rotational press, right? So all he's doing is just rotating. It's all core work. It's a little bit of shoulders, but this is all for core strength. Right here is kind of like a skater squat. He's stabilizing, right, in the knee and the ankle. You see all the little intrinsic muscles in the ankle and the knee stabilizing and shaking. He's getting strong in those joints and those angle-specific things. And he's going down to as deep as possible to improve mobility and then stabilize and control the way down and control the way up. This one's another core exercise, another mobility exercise where he's teaching his body a defensive stance. It's probably about as deep as he's going to go in an actual basketball game towards a defense stance, which is perfectly fine. And then he's getting some anti-rotation forces with the cable, probably some good weight on there. And he's teaching his body how to roll with one arm while moving, and he's probably doing a couple like 3 to 4 sets on both sides, right? Now here, this is a bear crawl, another mobility and ankle range of motion exercise, but he's going lateral, right? So he's training the other plane instead of front and back. He's going side to side, and then he's stabilizing even at the shoulder, the elbows, right? The core. All of this is core mobility work, right? When you're someone this tall, you don't need to become a bodybuilder. It's going to be really hard for you to put on muscle without eating 7,000 calories a day, egregious amounts of food, right? So you need a strong core so you don't get thrown around in the NBA. You need good mobility so you can dribble, so you can rebound, so you can jump, so you can prevent injuries, so you can play defense. And you need insane stability to prevent injuries since your joints are going to be at such a fragile moment, right? Right here, he's training the patella tendon, so the knee where most knee pain comes from, and he's training the quads while holding something, a med ball above his head to stabilize the core and the lower limbs. I promise you, I've never seen this video before, and I called it before I even seen this video this was going to happen. Right here, this is just kind of like a hip bridge type of movement, but then he's just pressing shoulder, but it's also incorporating the whole body. This is some people call this conditioning, but this is also getting the core very active. So total body kind of conditioning power movement, all type of things, right? Now he's improving relative strength. He has good body mass right here, but he's improving relative strength in a trap bar deadlift. Trap bar deadlifts are great for basketball players who want to jump higher and improve strength for basketball. And for him, he's improving strength through a full range of motion, which also improves mobility, right? This is just a regular cardio, nothing too crazy. And this is another core exercise. Core and mobility is the secret to Victor Wembanyama. Yes, you could say the length, but there's other guys with his length who do not look as promising as he does, right? He has great core strength, great coordination, great mobility. These 3 factors right here: coordination, mobility, and core strength. I told you this video is going to be short, but even with these aspects of athleticism, you still need the right exercises to jump higher and run faster, because we are not 7'4" like Victor Wembanyama. We can't just dunk without even getting off the ground. So go ahead and check out this video right here. I'm sorry for the dark light, and then also hop on the Speed Academy. All right, hope you guys